Hello, and welcome to a special edition of FrazerCast. I'm Laura Richardson, on location at the annual meeting of the Texas Ambulance Association in South Padre Island, Texas. Joining me today are several members of the Texas Ambulance Association. If you could y'all just introduce yourselves and tell us what your position is with the Texas Ambulance Association?
Hi, my name is Ron Beaupre. I'm the Executive Director of the TAA.
I'm John Bryan. I'm the current Vice President of the Texas Ambulance Association Board of Directors.
I'm Rachel Haraxi, and I am Secretary Treasurer.
I'm Dave Taylor, President of the Texas Ambulance Association. Welcome.
Now, Ron, I know that as the Executive Director, you had a lot to do with starting the Texas Ambulance Association. Could you give us a little background into how you became involved with the TAA and specifically maybe how that relates to your insurance business?
Well, you kind of wear two hats in this spot for me. This all started back in 1982. I wasn't one of the founding members. However, the insurance agency that I worked for at the time had developed a successful program to provide better rates and hopefully a better product for the group. It just happened that we insured most of these people who were a part of that founding group. So as they say, it was a matter of timing. We had a good product, we thought, for them, and now 25 years later, it's worked out real well for both of us.
Fantastic. Now, what is the primary function of the Texas Ambulance Association?
The primary function of the Texas Ambulance Association is to provide a unified voice for all of the ambulance providers in the state. We are such a large state, we have such a large diverse group of providers. We have private providers, we have nonprofit, fire-based, third service, city, county. And whenever you have such a diverse group, we all have our separate issues, but on most things such as reimbursement, regulation, we have a common interest. The Texas Ambulance Association was formed to provide a unified voice for that, to work on issues such as reimbursement, insurance, education, continuing education, things like that. So we just provide a unified voice for the association.
Now, what do you see as the most pressing issue right now facing EMS in Texas?
I'm going to turn it over to Rachel, but I think right now everybody would agree that that reimbursement is the number one issue that we have. The fee schedule came in. We have seen insurance reimbursements going down. Obviously, we've had the storms here in Texas. That has affected everybody on reimbursement. But Rachel is really our pro on reimbursement, so I'm going to ask her to talk about that for a minute.
Okay, great.
We consider reimbursement, like Ron said, one of the major factors that we need to work on this legislative session, in fact, because the reimbursement in the state of Texas on Medicaid rates range from a range of $45 to $245, depending on what area you are servicing. So it is a major concern, and that's what we're going to be working on this legislative session.
Now, obviously, you do lobbying with the state legislature on behalf of TAA.
Yes, we all do a little bit of lobbying on behalf of TAA.
Now, for those of us who have never been involved in high-level negotiations like that, could you just walk us through a little bit of the lobbying process and how TAA goes about promoting the needs of this industry through legislation?
Okay. One of the things that we do is during the legislative session, we actually make our trips to Austin, back and forth to Austin. We spend some time with some of the legislators that are currently elected. We work with some of the committees. We actually attend some of the hearings. We try to have a very vocal voice on what our position is as an association.
Now, is there any new legislation out there on the horizon that's really going to affect this industry?
We always have initiatives that we're working on. There's a desire on the part of many people to see blood draws be done more promptly on suspected drunk or intoxicated drivers. Some people believe that it would be a solution to use ambulance providers to provide that service. There are other issues that we constantly monitor and try to make sure that without intended effect, that we don't have a negative potential happen to our association members and the industry. Oftentimes legislation will get passed, and then after the fact everyone looks up and says, oh no, that hurts. And so our job in lobbying is to also make sure that we stay aware of any legislation that could have an impact and make sure that it doesn't negatively affect people without even the intent being that of the law.
Sure.